Um, so this is what I got when I launched the game. That is an ugly image of a cat. I mean, honestly, it looks so flat. I almost feel like someone put a human face on a cat. That just, I do not know what that is. I really don't. But I'm assuming it's referring to the bug report that wasn't that 2 weeks ago. Why am I getting this now? And how do I? It doesn't seem like I can get around it. Um, like just hitting escape does nothing. Let me do this. I'm looking at the discussions. Is there anything? Maybe bugs, issues. Yeah, 5 hours ago, game crashing and loading screen. Oh, I wonder if they're caught up in that whole thing. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Uh. No, that's. It was something about crashing on loading screen. That's not what this is. Uh. I got no idea. I really don't. Um. All right. Well, I mean, there's literally nothing I can do. But like, try stopping the game. Let's see if starting it up again will work. Um. Let me also check one thing annoying, and I think it's more a Windows thing than anything to do with the laptop, is every now and then it'll connect to the wrong network. Like, because I technically have two, because there's 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. Sometimes it'll connect to the wrong. Okay, so I just need to restart the game. But yeah, that was just weird because it literally had been sitting here at that screen for minutes. And it's like, yeah. Anyway, it's going medieval. Keys provided by Tinsley PR. Um, all right, pulling up the notes. Yeah. Just at the top, I still have the whole people are focused, and now they've made the Great Hall focus on a formal library. Or at least redesigning that library. Um, mainly just have two things noted to talk about. One is the Epic Games Store has started its summer sale. That goes until August 1st. It is just their summer sales, though. It is not. Hang on just. It is not. Why is the camera turned that way? Um, an Epic sale, meaning that the Epic coupon does not appear to be part of it. Um, which I mean that's fine. We don't always need that to be the case. Okay, so that's there. Oh yeah. Let them finish with that. Good. So now that's formally a library. I really should like move this, or oh no, I wonder if I can do that. That would be kind of neat. I was just thinking I could just extend the building over this, like have this still be on the ground, but a cover over it. Hmm. So go. Would that actually be right? I don't know if that would be right. Hey, let me do that. That I don't think that length is correct, by the way. I really don't think that if I did that. Yeah, no, that's what I thought was the case. Um. The heck? Okay, this is. Wait, what? Okay, that yeah, whatever. Um. Uh. Maximum length is 10. So, yeah, it's actually here. I get how that's, kind of minor, but it still is weird. Yeah. I'm sure you're all super unhappy for whatever silly reason. Oh, I need to make somebody, bard if I can. No one is deprived of religious activities. No one. You're absolutely able to just come over and do this. What are you, by the way? Oh, Beth, well, that's this. Oh, wait, I can't. Because I don't have a druid. Can do this. But I have no recollection of how you're supposed to, and my brain just does not want to turn over. And this actually isn't going to work that well because of that. So, like I'll need something going across in the middle. So I'll need this closer anyhow. It still is an interesting idea. Kind of like it. Anyway, I don't remember where you can select to make. Here we go. Like, this should be a different way, I feel, of doing that. So I don't have a bar. That's but it's also, I'm just trying to remember, what is the benefit? Who would make the best bard is what I don't know. And I'm not sure how to determine that either. Of course. Wow, that and rolls aren't either. Have they not been updating this stuff? I have a feeling that they haven't. Okay. Is intellectual. What? Okay. Got it. I was misreading that a little bit. It might be a terrible idea, but I'm still gonna do it. It's like he's already an intellectual, so not liking unskilled labels shouldn't be too big an issue. So there's that. Let me also see. Okay, it you really should identify when that is. I will give him some more sleep. I also have that. Yeah. Um. Yeah, animal feed. That's a wonderful idea. Plenty of roasted meat. So everybody can have 2 servings of it. Yeah, I'm just cautious of dubious spoofs. But it should be pretty good. And this should also improve everyone's mood, it's my understanding. Yeah. Just trying to think what else. I want to talk about Splitgate 2. I mentioned the Epic Games sale. Yeah, Splitgate 2 is the other thing that I really have noted here. Not, I mean, fortunately, I know there's political stuff that can be talked about. I ain't doing that. That's not what I want to do for this. I got other places I could do that, but it's still, I'd rather not. If I can choose not to, I won't. It just doesn't need to be here. Is this in the library? Is this also... Okay, so these are all correctly seen as library. So it was just getting those out that now that is a library there. Got it. I still like the idea of expanding this. And then I've got the main book storage down here. I guess there's really not much I could do except for like putting in another one of these down here. So no, I guess it is just it is a formal library. Alright, I'm just thinking what else should I do? I think I'm good on clay, aren't I? Yeah, I got plenty. And I should legitimately try to come up with a better... think that, you know, this is what I really should do. I should try to come up with a better situation for animals. Ah. See, the challenge for me is I want to make sure it's something that they're protected. Which is why I went with the water. But then, of course, I was seeing some things will just swim right through the water. Hmm. See, unfortunately, I need to, like, focus on this a little bit, so I can't do too much thinking. Well, I can't do too much talking about what I want to talk about. Splitgate 2, as I said. Um, eh, And I actually should also move them over here. Move the animals over here. So I've got like all the production stuff on one side of the river. So maybe you can like put it over here. And just, where's cut plants scissors? Oh, okay. I was like, wait, there's not stone stuff to mine here. No, he's building that. Talon is up there. How? Okay, so we've got plenty of everything here. Cool. All the stuff I select. And the rugs were also made. Very good. There. Okay. How do I not have enough limestone? Ooh, I wonder. Yeah, I probably have converted all that to limestone block. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So be like that, right? Yep. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that'd be one off. So then, yeah, like that. There. Sure. That does seem a little odd. No, so I'm thinking put them up here. And just try to have them be... Oh, you know, I actually kind of like that idea. Go ahead and do that, which... Oh. Oh, well, no, that actually is surprising there. Come on, this should be invalidating stuff. There we go. Come on. Yeah, they really should improve this at some point. Okay, there. I'm thinking I want to have the opening. I'm not sure if I want to put anything like, that's fun. Like, stairs in the middle? There. There. Like, have the column of stairs going up be here. I think I'd rather do it here. For reasons. The main one being that I want to be able to have this go up and up and up and up. That's fine. I really do wish that they would put in, like, circular stairs or something, because it just really... I don't like how it's so rigid, which is stuck with here. And circular stairs are completely reasonable. Yeah, just make it where it's, you know, a 2x2 that it goes up. But I can't, yeah, so that this, it needs to be enough. See, this is part of it, is that you can't because of how this is set up, I actually need this like here. Or these to be pushed back in. Yeah, it's just... It's a very annoying system. Because it's also, like, realistically, you would absolutely be able to just have them stacked on top of each other. Absolutely. I mean, that's how the stairs are. In many modern houses, I can't imagine that you wouldn't have the ability to do that back then. It's like, it's basic carpentry. So I don't know why it's like, no, you can't do that. I mean, it's like, no, you should absolutely be able to stack on top of each other. That's why I was also saying a circular staircase. Because that, by its nature, should have either anchoring on the walls, which you could have be part of it, although there is no concept of walls in this game, not in that sense, or there's a central column, that's the load bearing thing. And what I mean by there's no real sense of walls here is there's only this. Arguably, this isn't... I can see an argument being made, this is not a wall, this is a column, right? Because it is so large. A wall can be much thinner than this. And that's kind of, like here, how it's a little annoying, like, that I can't select, like, in order to get rid of the floor there, here, to be visible, I can't then click on the wooden beams beneath. That's kind of related to the whole, these are columns, these aren't walls. Because a wall should be like a half unit, but they only work really in full units here, even though it does say 5.5. It's like, then it would have to be like 5.25 or 5.75. But yeah, it's they need finer control like that. Because it is absolutely reasonable that you could have a wall here that, well, hang on. That would be more so the thickness of the actual door. I mean, not actually that thin, but much closer to that. Or here, think of it this way. Look at the windows. Windows are, I think, you're allowed to actually have those bear weight. That they don't decrease stability. But look at how thin they are compared to the wall. So that should be able to support weight. Why do all these walls have to be so thick? So yeah, I'll come up with something there. Because I wanted to look good. I don't want it to just be, oh, it functions. But I am aware that I could have it be just, it functions. I mean, it's also kind of like how we should have flying buttresses. I mean, why wouldn't you be able to build like a grand cathedral in this? But yeah, so it's... Part of how it's also annoying is... These are 10. These are 3, or technically 5. Because... Well, I guess, I mean, if it's 5, that doesn't... Well, no, it is still kind of bad. Because it's like, yeah, 5, because, here... Let's say I do it here. I still need something behind it and something in front. Well, I actually need 2 spaces in front of it, so it's 6. This would have to be double the length because I need something there, I need support behind, and I need support in front. They'll just go up. And then it, needs to be 2 of these. Like that. Because then I can... it is, well, whatever. I think, I don't know why they're upset. There's nothing actually wrong with that, but yeah, I mean, it would have to be like that. And yes, you could flip those around, but it still is. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long, 2 wide. And it's like, this is on units, it's like the center there is 10. This is 6. So you can't even fit like 2 of these in there. I mean, yeah, you could have things shit there. It just, the math doesn't feel right. And I really don't like that. It's like, oh yeah, stairs are like this. It's like, yeah, but look, I need to literally double the length of these in order to have a viable column of stairs. And it's not really a column because of how you have to be offset like that. You should be able to build them one on top of another. Where it's, you just have a wall, realistic walls on the sides. So on this side and then on this side, so that they can just go up and up and up and up. I mean, it is completely reasonable. And actually, you could even make it where it's, instead of it being 3, it's 4, so that you can adjust this a little bit. But I mean, again, I have no idea why someone would think you can't do that. But it is also because, it's 3, this is 5, this is 10. So this is odd and this is even, so you can't even like align it nicely there. It's like, I guess I could do it this way. Oh, hang on. I'll make a wood. Right? We'll actually use a wood floor here as well. We can put one there. Wait a minute. Will this work? Oh, no. Well, no, it'll work well enough. It's just you need to go like that. Or it would be like that. Yep. There. I don't care. What is it even trying to claim? Well, you will be able to reach there soon enough. Oh, and I just realized that. I hadn't built a path over there far enough for them to actually go up. Oh, crap. I just realized that. I totally forgot to cancel it. What does that mean? Is it just they're really happy? Huh. Oh, one. Need an extra wall decoration. Okay. At some point I should also expand this stuff out. Shouldn't I? Here. I legitimately am not sure where this would be. I've said it so many times before, which is so annoying because I've said it so many times before. But it really is frustrating how it seems like this game could use such just a, you know what? All feature development paused. We're just going to spend time making things make sense. Like for where, like sorting things, filtering things, control. We're just going to do that. Where the hell do you make these things? And also, why can't I not? Why is there no button? I think there is supposed to be. I just don't know what it is. It doesn't tell you where you make them. Oh, no. Construction, leisure. But there's nothing here for it. I mean, you see it. Construction, leisure, church of restoration, wall decoration. But it's not a thing here. Unless they moved it, which would... They did. They sorted things differently. Wow. That... Yeah, alright. There's a library. I'm a little tuned up. Here we go. Okay, so production isn't paused. It's just a low priority. Yeah, tailoring can go back down, actually. All the way. Okay. Oh, yeah, I guess well, actually, I'm not sure. Not sure. I actually am very curious now. Here it is. If I put that there, what does actually count as the pen? Oh, that's true. I'll take care of the limes of that. Like, I know there's limestone around. Here's a bunch, actually. Where would be a more convenient place? There's this. Well, there was that, I guess I should say. Oh, that's mixed. So is that. At least with this, it is actually also a spot I would like to clear out. Ah, here we go. I like this better. Except for that little thing. kind of don't want to flood. So you know what? Actually, yeah. Let's cancel that entirely. Just be on the safe side. Is that like the only solid limestone vein nearby is over here? That's annoying. Looks like it, though. Wow. Huh. I mean, it's not terribly far away, but it sure is inconvenient. Yeah, let's do it. Keep it closer for now. There. So, how about I pause looking at the game, try to talk about Splitgate. So, yeah, Splitgate 2 got announced. 2021 was when the first one came out. Which I played quite a bit of, actually. I did enjoy it. There we go. One thing though, it was definitely a game that I played a lot of it, but some of that was just because of I like kept engaging. I kept being in there because they had a daily thing, a daily reward if you played a match every day. And he did, but then it's like, all right, I went on vacation, didn't play, and I decided, don't need to keep playing because I mean it was fun, it was enjoyable, but it's like I didn't have friends to play with, which would make it more enjoyable. Um, and I don't know if I can expect the sequel to be different on that regard. Um, which I mean, to be fair, that's all multiplayer games. Um, okay. It did mark it as a pen. Okay. That is actually pretty neat. We do that though. Okay, so that does mean then that I could actually have multiple floors to this as well. Um, that I do also want porches in here. Basic wooden ones will be fine. Yeah, the outer walls being fancy, I kind of like the idea of, but I don't need the inside. So I guess I should also explain a little bit what is Splitgate. Splitgate, I kind of like how it was described, which is why in the Friday news item, I actually did describe it this way. Some people describe it as Halo mixed with Portal. And it is somewhat accurate, even though I will admit I am not the most versed in Halo. But, you know, a good, competent first-person shooter, that... Okay. Perfect timing. There. What? Okay, where are they? Got it. So then it's actually, and now I can also copy. Because that's actually kind of, that means that the almanac entry, because it identifies it as, oh wait, no, leisure, so that would be here. Never mind. I thought, for whatever reason, I was thinking this marked leisure. Okay. And let's actually move that up to there. I will turn down the research since I have what I was looking for. Should be able to lock those. Anyhow, let's turn up mining. And let me also check here. Okay, so you're good. What are you waiting? What resources are you waiting? Might be the mechanical one. Oh. Okay. No, that'll do it. That was awkward. I had a feeling. Oh, that... Okay. Can actually pop that up as well. Enhance. Dislikes unskilled labor. Mining is considered not unskilled labor. Urgent Hall, Steward, and Hall are. It's very weird. Okay, you know what? You, just because you are there. There. Because, like, once I do that, I can upgrade the chaplain. Yeah, I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted with the game I'm playing instead of the game I want to talk about. Yeah, yeah, so the way I put in my notes is I would have been, I would be considered a normie for Splitgate. I was good. I mean, I was above average, I would say. But yeah, I was pretty much a normie for it. And I did enjoy it. I already said that. The new game does look to have various features to it. So like some throwable stuff. Like I saw a shield that was thrown. It was like I'm just confused as to why. You know what? Well, here, do that, but I will just bump that up. I need to. It may, deployable cover might be another way to put it, throwable cover. But they had that. They also had a thing, so, like in Portal. What the hell? You know what? Fine. Construction. 1. Like in Portal, that there are certain surfaces that you can put portals on, and certain ones you can't. It is also like that in Splitgate. One of the throwable things was like you throw it on the ground and it puts a portal there. So it's like a portal stand almost. Which is definitely interesting. So I have the walls there. That's good. Um. No. Here. Why not? Just, you know. I'm sure they're not going to be necessary, but it's still, why not do that so things can't fall out? Oh, yes, that reactivated everything. Okay, so like that, so I'll have a second level here. Yep. Come on. Okay, and just do it like that for now. What is this friendly visit? I already have a bard. So that did get built. There. Yeah, I don't see why not. What would it take to promote marketing? I mean, this is more just for my own curiosity. Wall mirror or wardrobe? Okay. So I am going to start needing to build better apartments. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why not just make the suites double the size? There. There. Put in a nice bed. If I can find where that is. Although I'm not sure. I don't know if I actually can build the nicer beds yet. Oh no, I can. Okay. There. Need a wardrobe. There. A wall mirror, it's said as well. Not entirely sure where that would be. Might be... Shouldn't be there. That's the thing I was thinking. I will admit. Okay. Oh, it's a producible. At Blacksmith's Forge. Except I haven't unlocked it yet. I'm guessing, because, yeah, that's the Blacksmith's Forge. Also, just realized I should actually move this. Do that. I just, like, want to put it over a little bit. But okay, so... Oh, silvering. That's right, it would have to be off that. Oh, wait. The other one. Okay, Oh, I didn't realize. I thought I had flipped those. There we go. Should also put in torches. There. Anything else to... Oh, yeah. Sure. That should work fine for the placement. And that, so it's sealed. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, sure. Let's stop now, so this doesn't keep distracting me. How long have I been going anyway? Oh, wow. I did not realize I was at an hour, and I still have more I want to talk about with Splitgate 2. I am sorry. I am just so getting distracted. I mean, it's the whole, now that I have, like, specific tasks, and I have some understanding to do them, I'm focusing on those. Yeah. That's probably the reason why, just one more turn, It's that's having those specific tasks. Anyway, yeah, so Splitgate 2, mentioned the different throwables. One thing that they're doing that I'm not... Well, there's actually two things that are kind of related that I'm not sure what I feel about it. 3 factions they're talking about, which I'm hoping they mean more like 3 specializations. Versus there being like, oh, you always play on the same... Your teams are always of the same faction, which the cinematic trailer they released, they did show those 3 factions all playing on the same team. It's like one seemed more stealth, one seemed more strength, the other seemed probably more balanced, but, speed, and the guy was basically never shut up and was like, I'm the greatest and all that. Yeah. Take that for what you will. So I'm hoping that it is just, no, you can specialize in strength or stealth or, speed, and you just, or theatrics, I guess would be another way to put it, and you just get paired up however that works out. But it just seems odd, the whole factions, because like you're trying. Another thing that they showed is these people with masks off, so that you see their faces, and it's like, and they're talking. I don't really want that. I'll be honest. I'm saying one thing about Splitgate was it was just a basic, simple team, multiplayer first-person shooter. Sometimes teams, there were also matches that, would just be, the crap. What are those called? I can't think of it. Freeforms. There we go. And it's like, it was just nice and simple that way. And I'm trying to remember, I think one thing that they didn't do, but I wish they did, they like had every other system in there for it. I don't think that they did this, but I would like it if it's red versus blue, you can have it be where you're always blue, the enemy is always red. Because that is something that can be determined at play. It's not like, oh, you have to be... No, it can just be your enemy is always red. Free falls would be an exception to that. But it's like, you could do that. You could have something that simple. And it was. You could actually adjust. You could change the color of red for you so that red would actually appear green. Like, I'm pretty sure that was the setting you do. It was really neat, everything that they allowed there. And some of the best colorblindness stuff that I can remember seeing anyway. Like, the level of control you had there was amazing. But part of it is just, it's simple. You're just playing the game. We don't need backstories on these characters. They don't need to be characters. They are just your avatar in this virtual world. So, this cinematic trailer showing something different and this idea of factions, it's like, I don't care. And I don't know. I don't know what the current community thinks. I haven't looked. And I don't know other things as well, as far as, like, what is the reception? I mean, to me, I am simple on some of this stuff. Where it's like, yes, there are games. I want a story. I want characters. I want backstory. Splitgate isn't one of those. So, hey, if it helps them be successful, great, do it. It's just I don't see that being necessary, and there's a part of me that I would actively say don't do that for various games, because, like, you don't need to. You're adding stuff in here that most people aren't going to care about, I think. Or at least that's not why they're playing the game. And be like, Call of Duty or Battlefield. Both those games are just largely played for the multiplayer, right? So the single player, I mean, it's kind of a joke in some ways that the single player, no one plays for that. Plays that. It's like, so then why bother having a story there? Like, if you could separate those, and I feel like at one point they did, if you could separate those, most people just go with the multiplayer. They don't care about the story, which in some cases is a shame, because the stories could be really good, but that's not what we have. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's supposed to release in 2025, as I recall. Let me see if I have that in my notes. No, I don't see it. But it still is just the whole. I'm hesitant that they might start trying to build out a Splitgate universe. Okay, I'm sorry. The way I would do that, and I could see a reason to do that. Splitgate, the core games, be just the whole. You are playing. It is an avatar in this world you're playing. There's no backstory but what you want to bring to it. No character but what you bring to it. But if you want to do another game that's like, say, an RPG in this world, you can do that, but have it be completely distinct from Splitgate. So, I'm just trying to think, what would be a fair analogy? I haven't played, Fortnite, like, imagine, the Battle Royale, but then you have a completely separate game that's in the same world, in the same universe, but it's like an RPG, and it's just set in a different location. And so you could technically do that, but you don't connect them besides things like cosmetics, so that you don't have anyone thinking, oh, I need to play both, get the full experience. It's like, no, you don't need to do that. These are separate genres, even. I mean, almost be like going back to Halo, using that as the, since, Splitgate is sort of like Halo mixed with Portal. Imagine having a racing game set in Halo, like a formal Microsoft published Halo game that's Halo Racing, right? That's just completely separate. It's just there'd be races in this game, in this universe. So we just made a game, and maybe even have it be kind of cheap, just like $20-$30, because it doesn't need to be more. Just like, we had an idea for doing this, and we felt like doing it. You don't need to play it if you don't want to. It's not crucial. It's not going to change the story. It's almost like compartmentalizing things in there. It's like, I feel like that might not be a bad idea for Splitgate, because I don't see that as a universe building IP. At least not for what Splitgate is. But I could be wrong, and to a certain degree, I want to be wrong, because I want these games to succeed. I genuinely want every game to succeed. It's just, some games aren't good, so they shouldn't succeed. I mean, there are some games that aren't good, regardless of if it's like it connects with me or not. And then there are other games that don't connect with me, but are very good and get very successful. Good. Yeah, I mean, it's part of the reason why I have the whole, when I review a game, man, it's been a while, I fail to recommend against. It's because it's like, is it a good game or not? It's not this is a great game, it's 10 out of 10. It's part of the reason why, because I want all games to succeed. If I have fun, I'll recommend the game. But, yeah, and I guess it's also part of it that I am very sensitive when it comes to story stuff, which I've talked about previously, but it's like how with Fez, one of the things with Fez that I hate that game for is it had such a simple, basic story premise, at least once you start playing. It's like, you broke the world, you need to fix the world, it's done, that's it. And when I wrote that review, I described it as a Save the Princess story. In that, what's the story? You save the princess, and that's it. There's nothing more to it than that. It is a very simple and basic story, but it works. There's nothing wrong with that. Everything else that's going on isn't really important. Like, yes, there are you can talk to characters, get a little bit of backstory about the universe, but it's irrelevant to what you are doing. What is the story? To save the princess. What is your motivation? To save the princess. That's it. But in Fez, at one point, fairly early in the game, well, at the very beginning of the game, you get this sidekick, crap. Was it called Pixel? I don't remember. It was a hypercube, though. And it was basically like, Navi from Legend of Zelda. Well, specifically Ocarina of Time, that would just be there. And it's like, it's the one that gives you your main quest, which is to rebuild the cube. Right? Within 2 hours of starting the game, encountered an owl that said, "Don't trust the hypercube." And it's like, oh, really? Okay, this is interesting, because it's the one that gave me the main quest. What does this mean? What is this significance? There is never a payoff for that. Which means, either the owl lied to me, or the creators of the game are dumb, and that there was meant to be more, and there wasn't. And it's like, either way, though, that pissed me off so much, because, it's a Save the Princess story until you have that. Now you're implying a greater story. Now you're implying some depth there. So now I'm expecting it, and there was never a payoff. I got other reasons I dislike Fez, but that was a particularly sharp point for me. Because it's like, no, you just raised expectations and never delivered. I can only go at you for that. Because you can't do that. And I'm just concerned that Splitgate may end up having, if they are doing this faction stuff and trying to build things out, that they might run into something similar where they're starting to they're starting to set expectations higher for certain things that are unnecessary, I believe. That's for the core of Splitgate, the actual experience there, you don't need story. So there's that, but it's also, you may start setting expectations and it's like you can't deliver because that's just not how the game will work. I mean, it's like having a backstory with these factions. Are you also then going to have competition between the factions like For Honor has? But it's like For Honor, though, it's like you've got Vikings, Samurai, what's the third? Knights. And it's like these are very different cultures even. So it would make sense that there would be stress between them, and you can't have this larger battle to see who is dominant. It's like that kind of makes sense within that universe. Splitgate, though, the fact that they play on the same team, at least in the cinematic trailer that's depicted, these factions, it seems more like this is just a playstyle thing. So you're like giving an in-use explanation for playstyle when it could also just be hey, he's a big dude. He's strong. He focuses his fighting style on strength. He's a smaller dude, so he focuses on speed. And she is a woman, so she's smaller than the big dude, and might not be as fast, so she's relying on stealth. And I think what else? She also, was she the one that threw? Yeah, I think she was the one who threw, I mentioned that equipment, through the a floor stand for a portal, did that, and it seemed like, just to go through, but in the next beat in the trailer, you actually see that there were like two, and she set it up so that she could then snipe a guy as he walks through it. So she actually set up a trap there. Basically very intelligent gameplay there. I mean, it's like that you could just have it be that no, because these are the physical archetypes of these characters, they just fall into these playstyles. So that's what they trained. You don't need factions. It's just hey, you're really good at this, you're doing this. Hey, you're really good at this, you're doing this. It doesn't need to be a faction thing. It doesn't need to be a personality thing. I mean, it would, putting it a little differently, although in some ways this is a very good description, analogy. When I was in college, I was on the fencing team. There's 3 main weapons in fencing: epee, foil, and saber. They all fight very differently. And some people, when they're really good at fencing, could even just look at someone and be like, I think you should go to this weapon. That just, like, the way somebody moves, the way they hold themselves, something like that, that it aligns with the physical characteristics, but also, in some cases, mental characteristics as well. It's all one team. So there wasn't a epee faction, or a saber faction, or a foil faction. No, there wasn't any of that. It was all one team. They were different squads, because you didn't have epee fencing foil or fencing saber. That kind of stuff would have been funny, and it was when we just, for fun, did, like, have put an epeist on a saber, using a saber, or actually putting a saberist on an epee. That was funny. He did that, and so saber, both foil and epee have time limits on matches. Saber doesn't. The reason why is because saber can be done so fast, it's irrelevant. So he was once doing epee, and they actually called time. He was like, wait, what? He had no idea, because he doesn't fence anything but saber normally. He was just doing this for fun. But still, it's like, there's that. And it's like, if you're going with that, that's fine. But that isn't factions. So I had this hesitation for that reason. That's like, maybe they don't really mean factions. Maybe they do mean more just different personalities, different physical archetypes, where it's like, and they just align with these certain things. So that's where it goes. That's fine. Faction's not the right word, not the correct word there. Okay, so I'm hesitant now, but they got time. It could be they picked the wrong word there. It could be that they liked how that cinematic trailer was going, that they could tell this little bit of story, but it's not going to be how the gameplay will be designed. That's fine. But right now, that's just me hoping about what'll happen. So yeah, and there's also the whole, I don't need their masks off ever in game. Okay, I don't need to see anybody's faces in that game. They could just be robots. It could be that, you're just all robots going at each other. And that's it. There's nothing wrong with that. So the idea of putting faces on, giving them voices and character is not necessary, but yeah. I'm just trying to think, is there any other way I can stretch this out? I hope not. Actually, I do want to check one thing. I'm just looking at the news that came up. Because there might have been some stuff to mention. I mentioned the Epic Game Store sale that goes until August 1st, in case I forgot to say that. No, not really much else to mention. I mean, some stuff that was interesting, but I don't need to extend this longer. Well, I guess, I'll quickly mention this. I didn't write this up. I was tempted to, but decided not to. It was getting late. There's another compiler. We're getting so many tools that will allow for CUDA code to be compiled and run on AMD GPUs, not just NVIDIA GPUs. There's another one called Scale that's come out. It's definitely interesting how some of that goes. It will be very interesting to see if we reach a tipping point, an inflection point, really, for people realizing that CUDA's power today is largely in mindshare, that you can achieve a lot of the performance, a lot of the capabilities without relying on CUDA. So that's NVIDIA's GPU system. That, it will be interesting. People have realized that, and tools like that do help, because it does expose that, hey, you can just run this on other things, and it might be that those other things run it better, or if nothing else, it might be, the whole, I could spend, $2,000 to get one NVIDIA GPU, or I could spend $2,000 and get 3 or 4 AMD GPUs and end up getting comparable performance. That would actually not so much be the case at the moment. Well, not with RDNA. When it was back with GCN, oh yeah, that was definitely the case. GCN was a beast when it came to compute. But that's now CDNA. So it could still be a, you spend this much money to get, yeah, NVIDIA has unified their architecture. It is weird how in AMD and NVIDIA always seem to bounce back. I'm making this so long again. I seem to alternate back and forth, where when AMD will have, and this was the case with GCN, one architecture, GPU architecture that was compute and gaming. NVIDIA had two. Had one dedicated to compute and one dedicated to gaming. That split happened at Maxwell, as I recall. Fermi was definitely good for compute. It did both. Kepler was derived from Fermi. Maxwell is when they really changed it. And that's when you had them splitting. I don't remember what they named their compute-focused architecture, but Maxwell, Pascal, Turing, Ampere. No. Not Ampere. Is Ampere when they... I don't remember when it is that they unified. It might have been at Ampere. But they unified down to one architecture, and that's what they're doing. And that, I've said this previously, I think the only reason DLSS exists is because NVIDIA put the tensor cores in for their Volta architecture. That was only ever used for compute. That was a Tesla product. They put it in there, and then it's like, okay, we're making a successor to this. That would have been Turing. And yeah, because Turing was the first one with the tensor cores, and they were like, well, we could remove it, but then we can't sell those products for this. Okay, so we have to leave it in. So what do we do for consumers that have no use for this? I mean, what do we do? Because they take up so much silicon, so much power and all that. It's like, well, we'll just come up with some use, and we got DLSS 1.0. That was crap. But then they came up with DLSS 2 that's better, but it's also... Remember what was it? DLSS 1.6 was it called? Where it was actually running on shaders? So it wasn't... You can do a lot of that stuff without tensor cores. What was what that revealed. But yeah, it's like their unified. AMD, though, has split after GCN. Well, they kept GCN for a little bit for compute, but then we got RDNA. Now they've formally gone to CDNA, so we have CDNA and RDNA, so they are split graphics versus compute. And now we've also got XDNA, that's a specialized version of compute that focuses on AI. So it's, it is funny how those two have flipped. No idea when that may change, especially since for NVIDIA, they are so heavily... The reason why that company is worth so much money today is because of the AI stuff. It's because of compute. I could believe that they might not for a long time, unless compute collapses, I could believe that for a long time they will not split. Because, why would they devote resources to gaming? Gaming for them would be a probably tens of millions to hundreds of millions of business. But compute is going to be billions. Billions, tens of billions. I'm not sure if hundreds of billions would be, but literally orders of magnitude greater. And it always has been, but this especially is greater. And with the CUDA stuff, coming back to it, see, I can loop back around. With CUDA, it's kind of similar in that is so crucial to their business. So if something would collapse, such as these things like Scale, exposing that you don't need NVIDIA to run CUDA, you can run other things, you can compile it that way, or just write it. Well, first show that, hey, you can run this stuff on non-NVIDIA GPUs, and people may start writing that and find that, hey, we don't need it to be NVIDIA that we're using. We can use the CDNA stuff, or the XDNA stuff, if that's more appropriate, that might be better priced. Or, well, no, I'll just say better price, because it might be, same price, but if it's better performance, it bounces out that way. So yeah, it is just a funny, curious situation there. And it will be, if there is a collapse with compute or collapse with AI, what will happen? It's hard to say. It is hard to say. At least, well, no, even then, that's not necessarily true. I was going to say, at least with AMD having the separate architectures, that might insulate them some because it is a kind of diversification, but it still is. If you're expecting a $10 billion revenue stream that collapses down to, say, only one, that diversification with other products doesn't necessarily help you, because that lost $9 billion may have also been supporting it. So yeah, it's don't know. Do I think that we might see compute collapse? Absolutely. Actually, I really do. I think that there's a lot of hype around AI at the moment that is inappropriate. And people will eventually come to realize that it's not as powerful as people want you to think, or that its uses are incorrect. Who cares about this ChatGPT stuff? Where it's like you can ask it a question and can give you answers that you can't always trust. It's like there's one thing I was seeing. If you ask some of them which is greater, 9.9 or 9.11, it'll say 9.11 because it's separate. It's not seeing the whole thing as a number, is my guess. It's separating out and seeing 9 and 11 versus 9 and 9, and 11 is greater than 9. Therefore, it's like, this isn't what AI is obviously not appropriate to answer that question, but it's like, why are you even asking that question? There's other uses for AI, but those I could see being more focused down where the hype doesn't really apply. It's like asking ChatGPT to do something. That's hype. Having this system that some university worked on where it can spit out, I think I talked in a previous one, they were working on chemical libraries so that you could ask, hey, we need a new medication with these properties. And it uses its information that was assembled through a library of all the different known drugs to be like, hey, here's what I think will work. That's not hype. It's hard to hype that up because a lot that's too scientific, that's too abstract. It's valuable, immensely valuable, but it's that's not hype. That's not something you can hype, or that they want to. I think I saw something. It would have been from Computex, like NVIDIA pushing the idea, or somebody pushing the idea when NVIDIA was talking about the idea of having textures be just like live rendered, live hallucinated, I should say, from AI as you play. It's like, this is dumb in my opinion, but it's like, the idea of doing that you can hype about. Why would you do this though? What is the actual reason here? What is the benefit here? It's great hype, but it's shallow. That drug thing I just mentioned is not shallow. That legitimately achieving that, it would be a renaissance in the pharmaceutical industry. But in a weird way, it would also reduce value in some ways, because the way you manufacture drugs now, it costs, in some cases, tens of millions of dollars to maybe produce one drug that's viable. Maybe. Right? There's a lot of money that has to be written off because what they make, what they test with, ends up not satisfying what they need, not having the properties that they need, or maybe it's something they can't even manufacture, so it's irrelevant. So they just throw it out. So they have to throw it out. And all that years of work and all the money spent is wasted then. So they have to write it off. With this library thing, though, that they were working on, and this was like better than a decade ago, I think they were working on this. If they achieve that, now you may be able to shortcut that down, so now it's like $1 million, or maybe still $10 million for a drug, but at the end of the day, that drug is going to be viable. The question, is is the guess accurate enough? Like it goes from the batches I think I had seen when it was talked about would be like a dozen drugs that you would work with, and you might get one, so it's 1 out of 12, let's say, and that's actually optimistic. Very often, the entire batch, none of it would be useful. But imagine just bring that up to, say, 4 in 12, a third. That immediately improves things so much and makes far less money wasted. So it actually, like, the pharmaceutical companies, I don't know why I'm struggling to say that. I guess I'm just trying to talk fast. Like that they have to be, in some cases, they have to be massive because it's the only way that they can survive the hit of writing off tens of millions of dollars, because that drug, it doesn't have the effects we want. It has side effects we don't want, severe side effects we don't want, or we can't manufacture it. Because that is also part of it. Some of it, there's no way that you could mass produce, or maybe you could mass produce it, but it's unstable. It won't stay on the shelf long enough to be able to use it. Because I mean, like that is also a very legitimate thing. Yes, all drugs have shelf lives, but if the shelf life is a month, it's reasonable you could put that in a warehouse and then have it shipped to somebody who will use it in that month. But if it's a week, There is no way that's viable. Unless it is you are manufacturing and immediately giving it to somebody, which means you're manufacturing it at need, which means you're not getting the mass production and the benefits of that, the production at scale. So it's, yeah, come back to the point with AI, and I can't believe that there will be a collapse. That's not hype, but that is literally going to impact billion-dollar businesses, right? Multi-billion-dollar industries. ChatGPT is hype, and I don't think it's going to impact nearly as much. I mean, yeah, sure, the whole it'll spit out press releases kind of stuff. Yes, there is that. There are businesses that will be impacted by that. But at the same time, it's one of those, a good employee, a good writer, can take that and then go do other things. I'm just like talking about press releases. Okay, can ChatGPT write a guide? No, because it doesn't know how to write a guide. It doesn't know, speaking about games specifically, it doesn't know how to play the game. So it's like, okay, I no longer need to cover press releases. I can focus on writing guides. I can focus on writing movies. That's not, it allows talent to be moved to other places. So it can actually be beneficial there, but it's, anyway. I'm kind of wondering, do I need to just not do, how do I keep myself from doing this? But it is just, having more things that attack CUDA that show that, hey, this doesn't need to be limited to NVIDIA, is part of, I would say, of a larger symptom of the industry with the hype kind of stuff, where it's mindshare stuff. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is cool. We should do that. It's like, that doesn't necessarily mean it's worth doing. So yeah, it will be interesting, because I'm with still, a lot of this is still pretty nascent. Still pretty early on. Now, true, my access to a lot of research got cut off because somebody made a dumb decision. But I've never heard anything about that library stuff being achieved. I don't doubt that it has been working, because as I said, that would literally save companies, well, the industry, the pharmaceutical industry, billions of dollars every year. They're working on that. But I've not seen anything about success there, which might just be it's so complex that getting to success is very difficult. Or just that they're going to other things, like the way mRNA stuff works in theory would be completely different than traditional pharmaceuticals. So it could also be that, but it's that will literally be Renaissance kind of stuff. ChatGPT, no, I honestly believe that's gonna, people are gonna get tired of that and be like, yeah, whatever, and move on and not use it. So. Sorry, I've been going on so long. It just, certain topics can click with me and I start doing that. Alright. See you next week, and who knows, maybe then I'll be able to keep it short. Probably not, but is what it is. See you then.